Yeah, I'm done.
All right. So you literally just called in. You literally just called in to argue about cartoons, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga called in to argue about cartoons, bro. Nigga called in to argue about cartoons, man.
Vegeta round was funny.
Yo, hold on. No, stop the show. No, I want you to sit there and think for 2 seconds. Nigga, you called in.
No, I'm good.
You sent in the chat, and then you called in to argue about cartoons, nigga.
I'm good, bro.
Shut up, man. Nobody cares what you do. Nigga called in to argue about cartoons, bro.
I'm a truck driver. You have a fucking 7-hour fucking podcast. What you talking about?
This nigga called in to argue about cartoons, bro. All right, we gonna move on to the next person. Thank you. Thanks for calling into the show.
Shut the fuck up. Nigga, shut up, bro.
Thanks for calling into the show, bro.
Juicy.
You called in to scream about cartoons. You're screaming about cartoons right now.
Why don't you talk about them gay ass pictures, nigga, with them white boys? Talk about
Juicy.
All right.
Nah, there's like it's like 6 videos. It's 6 fucking photos of you doing some gay shit, bro. You only explained 2 of them. Get out of here, bro.
What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of here,
He
bro.
already explained it multiple times, bro.
Why are you hugging a white boy from behind when your lips is on that nigga ear? Why are you letting a white boy kiss you on the mouth with his eyes closed and y'all faces touch? What the fuck are you doing, bro?
All right, now you're making shit up, bro.
Out there.
Now you're making shit up, bro.
This nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, so first you called in to scream about cartoons.
Hey, Fresh.
And then you called in to scream about cartoons, and then once I revealed how ridiculous you sound calling into a show to scream about cartoons, like nigga, you're probably out here transporting some goddamn cabbages and shit, screaming on Interstate 95 about some cartoons, nigga. What's wrong with you? Vegeta, bro, you going crazy with that fucking thing on the side of your ear like this, nigga. Yo, what the fuck? Nigga, bro, you what the fuck, bro? How dare you like Vegeta? Bro, what you talking? Yo, Guile, yo, Ryu, yo, nigga, I saw that Facebook. You had a picture with a fucking white dude. Yo, you gay, bro. Nigga, you need to focus on the road and get them cabbages to that fucking Stop and Shop, nigga. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here, man. You need to focus on what you're doing. Isn't it winter up there? Wherever you at? You might slip and slide on the road and die, man. Chill. This nigga over here. You're responsible for transporting very important shit. This nigga arguing with me about cartoons. You need to focus on the road, nigga. Fuck out of here. You need to stop focusing on my sexuality. You need to focus on the road and get your products to your destination, my friend. That's what you need to fucking do.
First off,
this guy, bro.
If
niggas' priorities are all fucked up.
Yo, by the way,
priorities are all fucked up.
If Myron was, as you say, gay, I would know. Pause. Long pause. But because I was with this nigga like every day, and he's definitely not gay. 1,
bro.
And 2, you already explained those pictures.
And here's the other thing too. Let me address this real quick because people say that dumb shit. Oh, I saw gay pictures of you, bro. Those were my teammates that I played a Division I sport with. Yeah. Like I was with these guys every fucking day. Those guys to this day I still talk to them, man. Like, bro, when you play Division I sport, anyone that's niggas in the chat, okay? Have you ever played a sport at a high level, military, law enforcement, maybe combat sports, anything else like that, where you have a team, etc.? Y'all bond, y'all do funny shit together, blah, 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 right? It's not gay. It's just what it is. You just horse around. It's boys being boys, right? Guys being guys. Like, you see, I could tell when niggas say dumb shit like that, you're fucking gay. I could tell you probably never played a sport at a high level. You probably never were in the military. You never served in some type of situation where you had a bunch of dudes with you and you guys were competing against other people. Like, bro, whenever people say that shit, I just know, man, you never had any real boys. Bro, watch any NBA game. Watch any sport. What do they do when he does a good play? They slap the ass. Is that gay too, nigga? You want to say Michael Jordan is gay? You want to say Scottie Pippen is gay? You want to say Kobe Bryant's gay? I see them slap each other's ass after every game. Y'all want to pick and choose who you want to call fucking gay? That's how I know that you guys have never done anything of any real consequence. You've never played a sport at a high level. You never participated in the military. You've never had a real camaraderie / that masculine bond, brotherhood with guys before. That's how I know when you say dumb shit like that. Yo, you're gay. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's why you out here truck driving by yourself on the road on Interstate 95 focused on cartoons instead of getting that cabbage to Stop and Shop, nigga. Fuck out of here. People be weird, bro. Juicy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Associate Nerd Chris Paul, is up in the motherfucking building again.
Juicy.
Forgive me if my voice sounds a little bit off, or if it sounds literally bloated. Runny nose and sore throat, as well as literally COVID symptoms. I just got hit the Rona, literally as of today, at the time of this recording. Literally about a couple days ago, so I'm basically isolated with my own room, probably around time's going, probably for maybe at least a week until the symptoms maybe calm down. So I'm definitely gonna be here chilling with y'all up in the social media streets for a while. You know, I'm actually gonna be chilling up here, you know, getting the six feels, eating up in the room, the whole ordeal. At least have some good perks. I not have to worry about going through a morning commute this week, so it's just very, very, very fortunate. But in regards to that, if you see me feeling hoarse, or if you see me coughing or having phlegmily get charged up my throat, please don't mind me. Excuse for that. But still getting here, still dealing with the whole Rona symptoms, literally as of the time of this recording today. Now. Excuse me. Now, we've been hearing word around the streets that some of Fresh&Fit's viewers have mainly challenged Myron Gaines based on his such situations and how he basically hugs some of his rowing college male teammates, as well as really trying to kiss one of his male friends up at like literally an EDM concert where they're literally rocking themselves all out. You know what I'm saying? And you really see the photos of Myron Gaines mainly acting sus during this time at Northeastern. You know, possibly maybe getting his pussy moisturized. We don't know. We don't know if he's doing some twerking back in the day. I recall these things. I can understand it because I've been around locker rooms up in high school where, you know, I've seen a lot of white dudes really just tap folks in the ass. I know some black dudes mainly do that as well. Minute of them. But when I was in high school, I've witnessed it myself, you know, ass tapping, ball tapping. When I was really young, I admit I've done some sins with the whole ball tapping myself as well when I was really up in like the middle school, high school range. So I understand where that whole culture mainly comes from. You had to be literally hugging dudes, sometimes groping them, literally kissing them all over the place. I'm thinking to myself like, man, y'all doing too much. And I mean, I've done some crazy stuff like this back in my day. Not in the whole gay stuff, not in the whole homo stuff. No disrespect to the alphabet community, by the way. Not all the other homosexual stuff, the sus homosexual stuff that Myron mainly has been doing. You know, I don't know what type of fantasies mainly had behind the scenes. All of that stuff is speculation. But some of his viewers, one key viewer that you see on these videos mainly actually try to challenge him based on the photos that may have been posted up, in which we basically pointed out literally years ago. And I have a video literally on that mainly shows this whole ordeal in which we could literally go through the player, in which they claim that, you know, Hater, quote unquote, mainly gets cooked by Myron Gaines and Fresh&Fit CEO, you know, based on the topic at hand on the whole Myron sus situation. So, enough talk for me right now. Excuse me. And pardon me, I'm trying to limit my talk, and I want to try and make sure I don't yell too loud because, you know, the throat and everything's a pain in the ass. But I tell y'all, man, the way that they're acting, the way that, you know, they're being disregarded, the way they're dismissive towards their viewer, towards their fan up in the video, really, really thoroughly proves who Fresh&Fit, Myron Gaines and Fresh&Fit CEO, and Verse respectively, truly are. Now let's get right to the video.
Who's up next?
He's not on the line.
8591.
Right.
He's on.
Well, once.
He
Going
said
twice. Oh, we
Yo.
got you. We got you.
All right. Hold on. I got you guys on speaker here. All right. So I don't really got beef, but I just got like some criticism for y'all.
Go ahead.
All right, bet. So I've been watching this show since I want to say the beginning, since like when Kevin Samuels called in, and you guys blew up afterwards. So
rest in peace.
You know, I've been watching for a while, and I think this show is helpful for average men at like the first phase of the red pill, right? So they could get aware of everything and know how women behave. But I think there's a few phases of the red pill that you guys aren't able to actually talk about, right? So people like, let's say, Scott Galloway or Jordan Peterson, they're a little bit better at actually explaining the whole issue, whereas you guys only really focus on like the first part where you're just meeting the girl.
Kaboom! That right there. And you know why? Because they lack experience in that. They do not have the thorough depths of how to actually knowledge the whole stuff when it comes to thorough game and managing relationships or even managing marriages or even starting a family, which neither one of them have experience in. Neither one of them are fathers. Sorry. Myron Gaines almost became a father until the woman, the single mom who's a stripper that he basically impregnated, ended up taking an abortion due to the fact that she saw through his character and she saw how nasty and evil and demonic that Myron truly is. She decided to terminate the baby. And in Fresh's case, he had an annulment with basically an ex-wife, or it's definitely now an ex-wife. That's basically in a lot of men's cases, they would try and judge her as average at best, but to each their own, and who do you want to marry if and all that other stuff, that's basically them. But they're not well versed, they're not thoroughly experienced in handling the separate ordeal because they never really gotten through enough life experiences to deal with these types of things. Jordan Peterson can discuss it, Kevin Samuels could discuss it, Philip Scott from the Philip Scott Show can discuss it. Tariq Nasir can definitely discuss those types of things because they lived through it. I know my parents, my aunts, my uncles, like who've had kids of their own, and I know some that have grandparents and everything. They can actually discuss these things because they've also lived it. You know what I mean? Because these dudes, maybe they could be a good fit for maybe like some high school students and maybe some college students. I doubt it personally. In my opinion, they're legitimate. But maybe there are some people that may not see the same way as I do, right? But these guys, this dude here, 33 and 30, right? Myron is 1990, Fresh is 1993, okay, in birth years, right? So they don't really have that much enough of like experience when it comes to the whole relationship level. Maybe it comes to financial level after literally fleecing a lot of the subs and all those other things, making money off them, and like the way they channels mainly blew up. That's why they're able to take advantage of some of the real estate stuff and connects they have with celebrities up in Miami. But elsewise, fitness, Myron is basically sort of there, but he's not fully a specialist when it comes to the fitness game. Fresh is sort of average. He's a little bit iffy, but not even all the way thoroughly in shape. He's not like a hardcore fitness guru at all. He's just decently average looking, pudgy looking. Chris, same thing as well. All these other things that literally mainly come back. So why would a lot of folks mainly take these two literally seriously?
So here's what I mean by this. I think this show is ultimately exploiting desperate men, right?
Boom! Right there. They do not care about men whatsoever. They are mainly here to mainly fleece men and try to use them up so they can actually try to get in advance and get more clout. That's what they're all about. Now let's listen to more of what this gentleman is saying here. Sorry.
I think the biggest example of this is you guys selling the idea of becoming a high value man, right? So let's say, right, you reach the age of 35 and you work hard and you make $100,000 a year as you slept with 50 women, all of that, and it doesn't necessarily mean you get to actually pick. You have the pick of the litter. You get to choose any kind of woman you want. Right? Because the thing is, most men won't reach that. right? The average man won't become a high value man. Otherwise, it won't be high value anymore. That's the whole reason why it's high value.
And to further add to the college context as well, the high value, basically, the high value criteria more than likely will evolve as time goes on due to increased inflation, as well as the widening of the wealth gap, basically with the higher population and everything, and like the widening dealing with minimum wage. Don't be surprised if the $100,000 a year you're gonna be sort of like middle class, and the new high value requirements are gonna be literally $1 million a year in income at the very least. You know what I mean? Not really just in income, but you also have to focus on net worth as well. You gotta focus on any other multiple investments, which they basically actually told you guys, them two mainly told you guys in the offset. But with some of these dudes that they bring up in here to actually discuss these one-over deals are a bit questionable. Okay? You gotta be real careful with that. You know, you gotta have like multiple income streams, which I'll give credit on. You know, I'll definitely give them respect on that. But high value, like with wealth and everything, when it comes to net worth, it's always blind. You can't even tell who's rich, who's not rich. Even though you actually look rich, it doesn't mean you are rich. Doesn't mean that you are wealthy. Doesn't mean that you are high value based on the criteria they stand. Doesn't mean that you actually are making, let's say, 6 figures a year. You know what I mean? Are you actually gonna try and make that 6 figures based on like that income yourself, or are you gonna have that 6 figures a year based on either multiple jobs or multiple income streams or multiple revenue streams? Excuse me. So this is something that I actually want to further clarify on and actually further dig into and what the gentleman is saying.
Right? So I think you guys make prescriptions that actually isn't helpful to most men, right? And I think the reason why like people show up and, you know, watch this shit is because you guys are just basically just yelling at stupid bitches, and they love it.
Juicy,
right? That's they live for that. But here's the thing: they don't get bitches themselves, right? They live in red pill rage that they can't fucking get out of because they're stuck in that phase one, right? They don't know how to actually become high value men. And the thing is, if you're just a teacher, right? That's a noble job, right? Being a teacher, teaching the kids, and actually becoming somebody that contributes to society in a helpful way. To me, that's
all right, summarize your point, man.
Right?
You're droning on now. What is the specific?
I think he's actually trying to draw up in the point that it's really actually what's going on. But let's let him finish what he has to say.
Point of contention that you have here. You made a bunch of them all over the place, but it's not really organized.
Okay, so I think this show has become stale, and it's a cesspool of degeneracy. I think there's better.
They summed it up very well. It is a cesspool of degeneracy. He's not even all over the place at all. He's literally spot on what he's saying. Spot on.
Haters out there, right?
Like who?
I think Scott Galloway is a good one. Michael Sartain is a good one, right? Because Michael Sartain, he basically explains the issues just like you guys do, but he doesn't give prescriptions. He just explains the problem in the numbers, right?
So
right,
what's better, to give a problem? Hold on. So look.
You get prescriptions to get money out of men, right? You get prescriptions to get money out of men. That's why you have fucking lames like fucking Brennan Carter and fucking Money Degberg, whatever his name is.
Right.
He talks shit about men to try to get them to purchase courses and shit.
Juicy.
Let me ask you a question real fast. Okay, so let me ask you this. So you're saying that they identify the problem just like we do, but you're saying that our prescriptions aren't good? Is that what you're trying?
No, what they're trying to say is your delivery is actually very shitty and how they actually solve the problem. That's the issue. You know what I mean? There's one thing actually you want to try and actually discuss the topic, but your delivery is literally shitty. That's what he's mainly explaining to you, Myron.
Say because you're saying Mike doesn't give prescriptions.
It's not applicable to most men.
Okay, but here's the thing though, dude. Like if you identify a problem, I think it's good to give a solution, correct? And we give a couple different solutions. We talk about going to the gym. We talk about getting money. We talk about
okay, go to the gym, get money. You know, try to communicate a bit. But what about going to therapy? Now, what about actually doing something actually trying to handle your mental illness? Why not, like, but then again, you know, according to Myron Gaines and Fresh and Fit, therapy is for losers and depression is never real.
You want to talk about statistics? Statistically, women are more likely to go to therapy than men are. So how is it that
therapy does not improve your mentality? You're sitting there talking about your problems.
Yes, absolutely.
No, unless you're actually traumatized from war or something like that.
You don't go to therapy, do you?
I have been. It was a waste of time. You're just talking about shit that you know the answer. You know when you go to therapy, or like when you're crying for a semester about your boyfriend, you know the answer is to get over it and go to class. Instead, you're crying, I'm getting over it. It's a waste of time. You know what to do.
But that's the problem.
That's the illusion of improvement. Sitting down and talking.
Fucking delusional.
Starting a business. We talk about you don't want to start a business. You can go ahead and here's how to get a job application and a resume. You want to get into
and all that stuff. Yeah, it's great, but if your inner ain't really clear, and that's the thing they fail to discuss, is really the inner part. You can do all these things and still be empty. That's the thing he's trying to tell y'all.
Offers, and this is how you do it. Like, we give different solutions for similar problems. So,
but you're not going fully in depth.
You're criticizing us for giving solutions? I'm kind of confused by that.
No, you're not being critical. You're not being thoroughly in depth on the solutions that you mainly do. If you're not focusing on the inner, you're focusing more on the material. You're focusing more on the external, more on like the internal. How folks should mainly heal. Like, you're not focusing on like the psychological aspect on how men should improve as well. You're talking about the external, like the physical, the social in some cases. Not even actually talking too deeply on the social. That's where you're lacking, number one. But the psychological, you're way off on that.
Because you're saying, oh, well, Michael Sartain identifies the same problems you guys do, but he doesn't give solutions.
Aren't actually applicable to most men. The solutions that you give aren't applicable to most men.
Starting a business?
A very small set of men that could actually become high value. Most men are average. Even Sneeko said this, bro. Sneeko said this on the show. Most men are average. They're not actually going to become high value men, bro. You're selling a dream. You don't have the remedy for societal issue. This is a societal issue that you're not equipped to actually give action. Right?
You spoke, dude. You spoke.
All right, go ahead.
Let me actually address what the hell you're saying, because you keep talking and it doesn't make sense. Look, yes, there's problems. Is every guy going to become high value? Is every guy going to take the advice and become that better man? No, of course not. But if we can help guys make incremental changes and improve their life, because if you apply some of the shit that we teach, you might not necessarily become a six-figure earner, but there's a bunch of people that landed a job that gets them 70, 80, maybe 100K a year. There's a bunch of guys that improve their credit score. There's a bunch of guys that were able to get framed back in their relationship. Are they going to be able to apply every single thing that we teach and become high value? Maybe not. But if they apply some of the stuff we teach, they'll get their way there. Okay? So, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, yo, like, I don't agree with your solution. So what? You want us to? You're using like Mike, for example, where Mike says what the problems are, but doesn't give subscription. You think that's the actual better solution? I think the best thing to do is identify the problem and come up with multiple solutions that people can use in their situation.
Your solutions aren't applicable to most men. That's the issue.
Caller. You know what? Great.
And I agree. You can't even focus on actually trying to deal with like being the outlier. The main concern is really you're actually trying to focus on like what they can literally try to do internally, and have the man focus on like how well he could mainly be, and not worry too much about all these comparisons when it comes to finance and everything else. It all starts with the inner at the end of the day.
Assumption. What is your solution for men?
It's not an assumption. It's not an assumption.
And again, he's not even assuming either. Never assumed.
People who are better educated than you.
No. Again, what is your solution for men?
Homeboy cannot speak for all men. That's the issue. Every man has their own problems. Every man has their own complex problems that they mainly have to deal with. They have their own set of traumas. They have their own set of depressions that they mainly have to deal with. They need to have like certain ordeals or certain strategies that they really need to get by, so they can really try to improve if they're willing to actually take up on it. if they're willing to be open-minded and if they're willing to learn, right? But your problem, Fresh, is that you're generalizing basically all men of society as a whole, but you're not specializing like what each and every man has to be dealing with based on that person, based on that man's mindset, as well as based on that man's traumas. You've yet to even dig on that. That's your issue. You know what I'm saying? That is your issue. So the question that you have in regards to that is like literally null and valid. How are you going to literally tell a caller saying that, oh, what's your assumption for men? But you literally making a general statement. He don't even know the answer. He don't even know what like many men go through. He doesn't see like what a lot of men mainly go through this whole ordeal. What they're trying to do, what them dudes are literally trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, they actually are trying to suck in the view, literally trying to suck the viewer into literally in their little cult. You know what I mean? Into a little red pill cult saying, oh, you know, men always have it all bad than us, and like women got everything easy and everything. Like men must become women, just all that other crazy nonsense. While the realistic red pill, the whole situation is everyone has their own different sets of ills and challenges, especially given the anatomies. They have their own version of hard, literally up in life. That they don't even fully see the other side of the story, what really goes on behind the scenes. That's part of life for you. We need to have fucking better understanding. We need to have fucking better empathy towards other people, what they got going on, so that we can be more prepared and we can be much more observant, much more aware of what really goes on and how we approach shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that Fresh does not see.
Since you're so qualified, you tell us.
Don't get me wrong.
No. Ask a question, caller. Okay. What is your solution for men?
I don't have a solution.
Oh, you don't.
And that's your fucking problem. You're generalizing the whole ordeal rather than actually specializing the issues that goes on between each and every man. And that's your problem. Which is why the both of y'all literally are not credible for actually trying to solve these whole situations when it comes to men. There are people that are way more educated than these guys currently are now. Way wealthier than what these two guys really are right now. Way more legitimate than these two have literally brought up to the table. Making more money, have like way more successful relationships, way more successful marriages than these two more than likely will ever be. And they claim that they have like the #1 male podcast literally up in the world. But yet, I haven't really seen that much people literally up on Apple, even up on like the mainstream actually ranking Fresh and Fit as the top one. Where the fuck your source is at? But, you know what I mean? This is going to literally be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and break this up in parts. I'm going to come up with part 2 very, very, very shortly. In this, Christian Paul from the Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Good night.
Because you were talking now. Now let me cook you. Because we've literally turned down millions upon millions of dollars from gambling, pornography, alcohol, all these motherfuckers to go ahead and provide you guys value because we know that shit does not necessarily align with what the fuck we want to do. We'll look crazy. No, we make money on providing fucking value, and a portion of what we make comes from the donations that people choose to give us. Okay? And if we do, shut the fuck up and let me listen and let me talk. No, man, because you've been making a bunch of fucking bullshit ass accusations, so I gotta put assholes like you in your place. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We get hundreds of messages. We get guys calling in saying we improved their life. If you watch this show right now, a bunch of guys.